Good day sanibonani njani. My name is Umpumelelo kaMshiwe Ngushabalala cha kodwa ngalamavuso amhlophe yofisela nakuba kuyena. Umzukulu oqala kaphuhla uMagubongane maqhamuka nakuwa amagobonga einsizwa. So yeah, today I just want to speak about the importance, or rather the not important side of doing tourism and hospitality management in South Africa, based in the current situation of South Africa with high youth unemployment rates and also job opportunities are very scarce in the country. So when you do such a degree or a diploma in tourism and hospitality management, be ready to face some of the challenges and so on. If you're looking to be employed especially, you're going to find it difficult. For instance, for someone who did Ohamba Ufunda go IHS, it's the International Hotel School. That's where you study how to cook and also management of hotels and so on. You find that people who work for Hilton Hotel and all these hotels, they really do not make much. On average, they get like 5,000, 6,000 for someone who has studied and paid a lot of money at the international hotel schools. So, and also people who studied DUT, doing hospitality management and so on. When you go into these sectors and want to work in a hotel as a chef, you really do not make much. The only time someone with hospitality makes a lot of money is if obviously they go in the cruise ship. If you go and work in the cruise ship, you're going to make a lot of money. But chances are how many people do the hospitality and how many people will actually be hired to work in the cruise ship whom are South Africans. And you get to travel a lot. If you work outside the country, you're going to make a lot of money. I'm not going to lie to you. But chances within South Africa, they're very slim. And even if you get employment within South Africa, you're not going to make much. Even driver tax would make more than umuntu osebenza in the hospitality industry, maybe a chef in one of the best hotels in the country, because imali lapho is very, very scarce. And when it comes to the tourism degree, also employment, for instance, under government, there's not much employment when it comes to that department. And even if the department does hire, umuntu in tourism is competing with someone who did economic development, someone who did community development, someone who did development studies, someone who did public management. So kulama post asuke phumile kwa-ETA, they're obviously gonna compete with these people. And most of the time, abantu bakamasipala are gonna pick abantu abenze all development studies, economic development, and also public management, because they tend to have more outer skills when it comes to the economic development of the sector, whether tourism or the environment and so on. So you're going to have that as another challenge. And the only time I believe these two degrees would actually be good for you is if you're going to create something yourself. You're going to create your own fast food. You're going to create your own restaurant. You're going to create your own lodge. That is actually dreaming bigger, because you're going to need a lot of funding. Kali Lodge, obviously, or start a hotel. But then I encourage people to start fast foods. Be it, for instance, in townships, you know, the culture of Amagwinya, the culture of Amafrazi, the culture of Ikota when you go to Joburg, the culture of Amanina when you go to Joburg. So you'd find that these foods are really selling, especially in townships where we are located as the Black South Africans and we study these degrees. So if one's a late degree and you actually decide to open a fast food restaurant in the township or a fast food container in the township, you're actually going to make a lot of money. And when a suguza with extra skills, so you're not going to just sell amagwinya, amafrazi, nekota, the normal stuff. You're obviously going to add what you studied at school to the menu and bring it to the township. I mean, abantu lokishini, they don't know waffles, so if you mix fries, amagwinya, and you add some waffles, you actually bring all milkshake to the township, and you're now selling milkshake in the townships. You're gonna make a lot of money because you're bringing something new and you're bringing it to the township, whereas it's not really there currently. So if you're looking to do hospitality and you want to make it big, from this angle of rather I'm learning the skills, I'm learning how to cook the best meals, I'm learning how to bake, and then you go and implement it in your hometown, you start a business just like that. For another example, you have people like Musamselegu. We know Musamselegu from Mutando Nestembu, and he has always said how he made his first million. He made his first million by selling ukudla erenki. We know siyawagibela ama-taxi, siyabazi ukuthi ukudla kwaserenki, even some of us abayakudla ukudla kwaserenki, inhloko sayidla emarenki. To have someone onjengoMuzamsele to say, I made the first million selling food erenki. A lot of people look down on that particular job, but those people make a shitload of money. They come back on average ngosuku 1.5 as a profit after selling oil driver in various taxi ranks and so on. So you can also look at embarking, finding a ranki, and actually making it a business. Where now you already you can take orders if you work in a Durban CBD, deliver my office, and already it's a business just like that. What else? When you have your hospitality and you know how to cook and you are a chef, this is good for you in that if you want a degree in this way, okay, once I'm done, I'm going to start a job, or I'm going to create employments for people. I'm going to start a business and run it myself and end up being an entrepreneur. Probably 4, 5, 6 around the country and so on, and grow on and being a multi-millionaire by just selling ukudla. So if you look at it that way, you are going to be rich, you are going to make a lot of money. So that's the only time or the only reason njengomuntu okwaziyo ose-analyzile izinto nobona ukuthi okay, if you do this degree, abantu abenza le degree become successful when they go this way. Okunye, it's the bakery. During the lockdown, I remember during the lockdown when things were closed in South Africa was in shambles during the July unrest. So for instance, when you had to go section 6 just to buy a loaf of bread. It kind of exposes us to how many people are actually running business in the townships. For instance, you had to go section 6. West, East because there's no one selling bread in East because everything was cut out. So that was kind of a wake-up call. Even when it comes to bakery business, we do not do anything for ourselves. We don't have any supply chains of food as ourselves, as our Mnyama, and this got exposed during the lockdown. So if you are someone who is studying hospitality, also look into that. Also look into supply some bread, supplying some bread in schools, apply kwamatenda, ufaka ukudla, uhambise izinkwa zakho, abantu abalenda abakhipha amathenda. Ningafani-ke nalozungu lo odla amathenda ey'ngane zesikole. But this is just some of the information I would love to share with you. If you want to embark in a journey of doing hospitality or tourism, just to understand ukuthi ungenza kanjani impilo ibe ngcono for yourself in these sectors. So thank you for watching. Do remember to like, subscribe, comment, and say anything. Ubuze noma yini, and ask for any advice. I will give you the best advice I know as someone who has been in the university space for a lot of years, and someone who's also worked as an academic development officer, a tutor, and so on in the academic sphere. Thank you.